Hey, if you're betting on that doo-doo Todorovic fight, bet on the Raiders. Okay?
Listen, man, don't bet on the Raiders. I'll tell you that much. Second of all, a lot of people are asking for all the props, so I'm giving all the props. All right, yeah, I agree. Don't guys,
Don't listen to
don't
Brevin.
waste
All
your
right,
money
bet
on
on the
this one.
Raiders. Okay? Raiders dog
Don't
money
bet
this
on the
past weekend.
Raiders.
Hammered it.
Jeez Louise. Yeah.
Hammered it. Okay?
Go bet on Mississippi State. All right.
Had to do it. Had to throw that one in there. Had to throw that one in there. God
Well,
damn
yeah,
it.
I mean, the Chiefs lost, so I mean, who am I? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. And in today's episode, we will be giving you our predictions and breaking down every single fight for UFC Noche Fight Night Lopes versus Silva. Should be an exciting one. But before we dive into it, we just want to give a quick shout out to you guys as our current viewers, our current subscribers, everyone that supports the channel. Thank you. Let's keep it going. Let's keep growing the Locked Door MMA community as big as we possibly can. JP, last week was an interesting one. Record, not so great. Performances from a few of the fighters, a little surprising. Let's talk about it briefly before we dive into this weekend's card.
Yeah. I mean, record wasn't great. Can't win them all. You know, we've had good records. We've had great records. We've had okay records. I would say our record was much like Mauricio Rufy's performance. All right, pretty cheeks. Right. Everybody out there saying he can't grapple. I guess he can't. I mean, in my eyes, it's pretty hard to say he can't grapple when he was in bad positions that whole fight. He worked his way back up to his feet at least twice before that. Wobbled Benoit twice with a jab both times. If you don't want to say he didn't wobble him, I mean, go back and watch it. He did with a jab both times. Benoit did not like that. And then gets taken down again, which, like, sure, maybe he is like Connor. You know, maybe he is like Connor. Just Connor rolled over onto his stomach and then tapped immediately, didn't fight the hands. Mauricio didn't fight the hands. Just tucked his shin, tucked his chin, didn't fight the hands, sitting there. And then Benoit switches to a neck crank, a face crank, sitting there. And then he quit. You just quit, bro. Pathetic performance in my eyes. Terrible. I didn't even think Benoit looked that good. Mauricio can't throw a 1-2 down the pipe straight. A guy that's that good at striking, that much faster. We try to reinvent the wheel. It's mind-blowing to me. It really is. Terrible performance by Rufy. Whatever, man. And then Kaio's loss. I'll accept Kaio's loss. Imavov just looked good. You know, I think me and you both agreed Imavov just the better man on the night. Looked picture perfect, if you ask me. I think he had basically a perfect fight. I'd like to see Kaio maybe chase those takedowns a little bit more versus trying to just stick with trips and throws and stuff like that. Maybe chase more of a double leg, chase more of takedowns. Other than that, it was a good card, entertaining card. What was it, like 11 finishes or something like that? So, good card. You know what I was upset about, Brevin?
What's up?
Granted, neither of us hit a lock, right? The lock lost on both legs. Neither of us locked Sam Patterson, and then the way he looked, I was upset about that one.
Yeah, that and Modestus Bukauskas. I'll kind of give you guys a quick little rundown of the things that JP didn't cover. Paul Craig retires. So no more easy money on the Paul Craig fights. I mean, we knew exactly how that was going to go. The dude got knocked out in the final seconds of round one. Mason Jones, Balaji Oki was an absolute war. Mason Jones has the heart of a lion and
Dog.
showed his toughness. Very, very good. Good performances across the board. Umar Sai looking like his normal self, which sucks that he couldn't have done that when we locked him. Delija, great UFC debut, fast hands at heavyweight, one to watch out for. That way, Fernandez, leg kicks out of I don't even know where he pulls them out of, dude. The kick kicks hard as hell. Harry Hardwick could not walk, he could not stand up. KO TKO from calf kicks. Sam Patterson looked great. Renat the Rat always finds a way to get it done. Made Gustafson look like he didn't want to be there. overall fun fight, like JP said, or fight night, like JP said. A lot of finishes, great noise from the crowd out in France. But this weekend, JP, we are down in San Antonio, Texas, with some good fights on this card. I will be very transparent with you guys. There are some fights on this card that I'm not a fan of, and we're just kind of checking our boxes with them, and we'll touch on them. But first fight of the night is not a box to check. It is the UFC finale for the Ultimate Fighter. Rodrigo Cezando taking on Daniil Donchenko.
Um, yeah, this one was supposed to be on the Hamzat card, right?
Yep.
Um, I don't know if one of them got hurt or what happened with that. This is a good fight though. I like this one. Daniil, he trains up with Robert Valentin. He's a stocky guy, a big guy. He hits hard. He will throw with you and hit hard. He's got decent grappling, right? Decent takedown defense. If it's anything like Valentin's, he can grapple a little bit. Unless Torres Finney's sniffing your nuts. Had to throw that one in there. But this Rodrigo kid, he's a pressure fighter. I call him a kid. I don't know why I always do that. This guy's a pressure fighter. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna look to get his grappling off, right? He grapples in jiu-jitsu tournaments, stuff like that, and he can strike a tiny bit. Obviously, if we're just gonna stay on the feet the whole time, I think that will go into Daniil's wheelhouse for sure. Brevin made a good point. We were talking about this before. Rodrigo's one of those guys where he, if something's not going his way, he doesn't like something, we'll change it up, and then we will find a takedown, which I think is huge. Versus you don't like it and you just keep backing up, backs on the fence, whatever, and then you're shooting for a takedown when you're wobbled or when you're hurt severely bad. That's never going to go well for you. So the key is getting the grappling off. The key is smothering him, right? If you're a pressure fighter, you got to come forward. You got to get your grappling off. You cannot let this guy sit at range and pick you apart because Daniil will hit you with some bombs, right? I think this is going to be a good fight. I think it's real close. Right now, the lines, Daniil's a minus 238 favorite. We kind of like the pressure. You guys know us. We didn't mention Gustafsson. He fought like a bitch too. But we like pressure fighters. We like guys who will change levels, drown you, make it a dog fight per se. When it comes to round 3, you're tired, he's tired. Who's the better man now? So we're gonna take a shot, man. We like Rodrigo dog money plus 195. Give us Rodrigo Sezinando.
Yeah, like JP was saying, I think Rodrigo's got the IQ to get this one done. I mean, Daniil, he's a good striker, Muay Thai background. He trains out in Thailand. Those guys hit hard, very good kickboxing as well. Leg kicks will be there, but Rodrigo, he's tough. He's gritty. He's gonna make it a dirty fight. And then, like JP said, when things aren't going his way, he'll change up game plans very nicely. End up stealing rounds with his IQ. I think he's gonna be able to do that on Saturday. All right. Moving up, I'll take this one, JP. Elise Pereira and Montserrat Rendon. I'll dive into this one. Pereira making her UFC debut. She is 5-0. It is always interesting to see what some of these girls have to offer, especially when they're undefeated. Montserrat, many of you may have seen her fight in the UFC before. I mean, she's 1-1, but very limited fights on her record as well. So, like, to be honest, both these girls fairly fresh as far as professional fights. Should be a pretty good matchup. Montserrat, she's a little bit a little bit older. She's a lot older. All right. 36 years old, taking on a 19-year-old. And so, like, that's kind of where JP, a lot of people are going to be like, well, do we side with the vet? She's gonna know what to do. She's been in there. She's been hit in the face. Whereas maybe Pereira's had no adversity to deal with. What's she gonna look like when she gets starched in the mouth? Is she gonna be able to recover? I think she's gonna be able to. Pereira, she's gonna have good grappling. Obviously, being Brazilian, you have that in your back pocket. She's got good hands, has quite a few finishes on her resume as well. Good top control. I think she'll be able to wrestle as well. Montserrat in the past has shown good takedown defense. I just don't think she's going to be able to get anything offensively off on this young, spry 19-year-old girl making her UFC debut. So give us Elise Pereira.
Yeah, man. I mean, this girl, 19, so obviously everybody's gonna say, like you were saying, the IQ, take you to deep waters. Make them rethink everything. Because normally with these young people, with any sport or with anything you're doing, if you put them through some adversity early and make them start to think, make them start to second guess what they thought was going to happen, you can normally get it over because a lot of these young people that's the last thing I feel like they mature at is the mental fortitude side of it and staying calm in the fire. Like if it's not going my way, we'll stay the course. Eventually it will. But I like her on the feet. I like her on the feet. She throws well. She throws hard. She throws fast. Montserrat on the feet, I do not think is good. I do not like it. She's going to look to grapple her. Maybe she does and out grapples her, drowns her, makes her quit, breaks her. I don't see Montserrat doing that. So, yeah, we're going to go with the young girl, the 19-year-old over Montserrat, the heavies, Rendon.
All right, next fight, we got Alessandro Costa taking on Alden Coria.
Hey, good one here. All right, this is one of the few that I like on this card, okay? First things first two fights. I'm just taking dog money probably on Rodrigo. Probably won't touch it much other than that. And then the women's fight, there's football. Go bet on football. We don't need to be betting women's MMA. If you like Elise that much, sure. Me and Brevin personally, we just stay away from women's MMA betting. But this one's a good one, man. This one's a good one. Costa returning after a decent little break. Right, his last fight a year and 4 months ago, and then I believe he had one canceled. He had two, right? Two canceled. He was supposed to fight Chaidez on this card, and Edgar's leg. I don't know if it was a knee or whatever it was. But Costa's decent, right? Costa's decent. He's one of these short, stocky guys who can throw, and he comes forward with his hands pretty high. He throws a lot of power, a lot of hooks, right? A lot of over the top, coming over the side, trying to break the guard, slice through the guard on the side. And he can grapple a little bit, right? He's got speed. I like Costa. I like what he has to offer. Granted, his two losses, Amir Albazi and Steve Erceg. People probably don't like the Amir Albazi one. There was a time where Albazi was pretty decent before he had his old spine, his back stuff. Steve Erceg, people like to shit on him because of the title thing and how quick he went up and then he got sarged. I think Steve Erceg is still pretty decent. Obviously, he's not a world beater like he thought he was, but I still do think he's pretty decent. This Alden Coria kid, taking it on short notice, right? So he is from Texas. He is going to be in his hometown. That's something to think about. Brevin, we didn't mention the French crowd earlier, but I don't know what you thought about the French crowd. That was probably one of the loudest fucking stadiums I've ever heard in my life.
I think I actually touched on it. Yeah, they were loud from start to finish. I mean, even in the prelims, they were chanting and yelling, and we kind of get that a lot in some of these international crowds. I mean, out in China just a few weeks ago, they were doing the same thing, just loud. Obviously, just overshadowed by the translator, but the French crowd came out to play, and they were very loud as well.
Yeah, they were nuts. One of the best crowds I've seen in a while. That fucking translator, dude. That lady. He's speaking Chinese. Yeah, but we don't. Anyways, but yeah, this Alden kid, right? He's not bad. He can strike a little bit, right? He's fast. He does throw everything into his shots as well. He likes to throw kind of crazy shots a little bit, not stupid wild, but he is a little crazy. His hands never come back, right? So he'll let his hands go. They don't ever come back to guard his chin, and then he'll throw and then dip out of the way. His other hands down. If you're asking me, that's a recipe to get head kicked, right? That's a recipe for somebody to catch you on your way out while you're dipping, you're moving a lot like that. He's going to be much bigger, right? Costa's only 5'4". He's a short little guy, okay? But what do we say all the time? These short little guys who throw hooks, throw bombs with a lot of power, they'll come forward with their hands up, and if they get inside, you got to be careful exiting because your chin's up in the air, and they will clip you. But short notice, this kid, this is his third fight in 2025. I don't know if short notice is going to matter a lot. I think this fight is way closer than minus 455 for Costa right now. Do not like that line. I wouldn't blame you for maybe sprinkling on Alden. We are going to pick Costa just because of UFC experience and all that. And we do think he's pretty decent. But minus 455 is crazy.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, anytime you got a short notice fighter, not a lot of film on these guys. Coria does have power in his hands, like JP was saying, can be a little bit wild. So if this thing gets dirty, it turns into a little bit of a dogfight. Watch out for Coria to land something of his own and maybe can turn the fight around. But yeah, for prediction purposes, picking Costa. I mean, the dude's got good hands as well. And like JP was saying, if you don't get your hands back, protect the face, wrap the head kick around the guard. Yikes. Watch out. We've seen that too many times. All right, moving up. We've got Zach Reese taking on Cedricus Dumas. And JP, Dumas made it out of prison for this one. The ankle monitor might be off. We don't know. He might fight with it on, honestly. I don't know. They've been trying to get this dude on a card. I didn't even know he was free. But anyways,
You didn't know he was
Zach
out.
Reese, I didn't. I mean, I thought, yeah, never mind. All right. I mean, the dude's always getting into some bad stuff, man. You're running from the cops, hiding in dog crates. What are we doing? You're a professional fighter in the UFC. You're living the dream of many, many people out there in the United States. Make better decisions. Be a better role model, right? Like you have people back home that look up to you, Cedricus. Figure it out, man. That's all I have to say about that. All right. Zach Reese coming off of a win in his last fight against Dusko Todorovic, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Um, I like Reese JP a little bit. He's a little bit all over the place. He's a little bit of a roller coaster. He has fights where his striking looks good. He looks comfortable. He looks calm. His grappling looks great, and then he has other fights where he's getting caught and he's a little bit chinny and he's getting knocked down. You don't really know what you're getting with Zachary Reese, but I do think in this matchup, he's got the power. He's going to be bigger than Cedricus. He's got the grappling advantage. I think he's probably got the better hands as well. As long as he stays safe from anything crazy, he should be just fine. Give us Zachary Reese. The dude's skilled. He's just got to keep putting it all together.
Yeah, dude. This fight is one of the fights I was talking about. This shit sucks. Who cares? Like Brevin was saying, Cedricus. I mean, at this point, Cedricus is losing to everybody, right? He's losing to ankle monitor by leg lock, dog crate by strangle. He's losing to the law by any way possible because this dude's just great at finding ways to get his name in headlines. Who cares? Plus, I think he sucks. I think he's terrible. Anytime somebody gets close, he just puts his hands up and shells up and then pushes them away. Fucking terrible. Maybe he can grapple a little bit. Sure. Who's his best win? Cody Brundage? Who cares? Zachary Reese has all the intangibles, right? All the statistics, right? He's got the frame to be good. He's just an idiot. Dude's just an idiot, right? And there's times where he's just a professional fumbler. Call him Carson Steele. Dude gets a shot.
Oh no, man. Derrick Henry looked a little rough.
Hey, well, how many times he fumbled? Just once?
Just that once, but it cost him the game.
It did,
man.
but he was going crazy a little bit.
He was going wild.
Yeah, shout out Brevin for drafting Josh Allen. I might have handed Brevin a championship first year. Who fucking knows? That might have been a mistake. Jamar, I'm gonna need more than 4 points, buddy. Anyways, yeah, Zachary Reese, he just got to put it together. There's times where he just looks terrible and he shouldn't. Professional fumbler, can't fumble this one. Give me Zach Reese, not touching it with a 10-foot pole. You couldn't pay me to bet on this fight.
Interesting. If I had free money, sure.
No,
Not picking Dumas.
stashing it in the pocket.
Yeah, you're a fine one to talk about taking your winnings, bud. All right, moving up this card. Jesus Aguilar is taking on Luis Gurule.
All right, man. This one's decent. Gurule coming off of the Ode Osborne slumping. That was nuts. Anybody who got Ode, I believe Ode was dog money in that one. A good call. Yeah. But again, Gurule we think is okay, right? Other than Ode's. First of all, I don't know how tall Ode is, but I'm pretty sure he's got like a 74, 75 inch reach. And he's very fast. And again, I say this because Rufy is truly an idiot in my eyes. When you are that fast and that long and you're good at striking, just throw straight. We don't need to throw all these wild spinning shit. This stupid uppercut that comes from your fucking toes and doesn't hit anything, even though you're cracking him with a jab. Jesus Christ. Ode's very fast, straight, to the point, very quick. Crazy knockout. Great knockout by Ode. Jesus Aguilar's not going to do that. Jesus Aguilar is a looping, power shot, wild guy. He's 1-1 in his career for knockouts. He's not going to put out Gurule. I think Gurule's got the advantage on the feet. I think he hits harder. I think he can mix it up a little bit better. I personally think Jesus Aguilar is a guillotine merchant. Yes, he can get it because people like Stuart Nickel, or I don't think it was Stuart Nickel, but it's some nickel, sticks their fucking head in guillotines. It's a perfect way to weed out people who are dumb and people who aren't. I mean, I say it all the time. Guillotines don't work in high-level MMA. They just don't. Unless you're fucking Charles Oliveira. Right? But if you get the right guy, they're just not going to work, bro. They're not going to work. And if you're sitting there jumping gilly the whole time, I'll stand on this hill. I do not care. Dustin Poirier, jumping guillotine. Look what happens when he jumps it against the two best guys he's ever fought. Doesn't get. I mean, I think Luis Gurule should win this everywhere unless he sticks his head in a guillotine. I think Stuart Nichols just got overhands and guillotines, and I think he's going to gas out. If anything, if it goes late, I think Gurule should bounce back, get a nice win here. Give us Luis.
Yeah, 1000%. The other thing too is you can't get a guillotine if the dude doesn't have a neck. Gurule doesn't really have a neck. And a lot of people don't really know this about Gurule. He's a great wrestler. We didn't get to see a ton of it in the Ode fight. I mean, a little bit in the first round until he got starched. He's got good hands and he's a great wrestler. And Aguilar tends to find himself on his back, kind of like what JP was saying. Shoots the guillotine, and like, sure, if that's your comfort zone, fine. I understand. Maybe it works for you in training. But against a high-level wrestler that you can't guillotine because he doesn't have a neck, yikes, watch out. I think Gurule is going to have a nice bounce-back performance, to say the least.
100%. Yeah, no necks. Good luck, buddy. All right, moving up. Excited to watch this one. Another women's MMA fight. Tatiana Suarez in her return going up against Amanda Lemos.
Suarez coming off the Weili fight. We'll see how she bounces back. Unanimous decision loss. JP, I think you took her.
I did.
Could be wrong. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I know you're high on her. She has great skills. Good grappling, good wrestling, good pressure. Amanda Lemos. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think she's mid. I'm never really been a fan of Amanda Lemos. She's got good hands. She'll knock some people out here and there. Her best win, in my opinion, was the Mackenzie Dern fight in 2024. She's getting up there in age. I guess she looked okay in her last time out against Lucendo, but I think going up against a girl like Tatiana Suarez, who literally just fought for the belt. Like that's the skill level of this girl, and I think that just shows you, like, sure, she wasn't able to obtain the belt, but if you're dropping back down and fighting a girl like Amanda Lemos, I'll take that all day. Give us Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah. I did take her over Weili, right? And I got, trust me. All right, I heard it after the fight. Everybody high on Weili, and granted they should have been, right? But Weili's one of the goats, if not the goat, right? There's an argument for that. Amanda Lemos is nowhere near Weili, for one. For two, I do think Tatiana has skills. I don't think she looked like herself that night. I think she gassed out. I don't know if the lights were too bright, if she had Patchy Mix syndrome before Patchy had it. You know, maybe she did. She definitely didn't look like herself, though. We just saw Umar Sy look phenomenal, way better than he used to. We thought he was going to look like that when we locked him, and he went out there and shit the bed. So, I mean, it happens. She's had an injury bug a couple years ago, and then she took a long layoff, and then she fought Weili. So, yeah, she didn't look good. Weili beat her ass a little bit. Amanda Lemos has had a problem with being taken down, being controlled, being grappled, right? Granted, she did that to Lucindo or whoever it was recently. That other girl's not anywhere near Tatiana Suarez. On her best day, Tatiana's a motherfucker to deal with on the ground. She can grapple really well. She's decently big for this weight class. I still think she's up there. I think if she wins this, she could fight the Jandaroba Mackenzie Dern winner. But I still think she's in the mix. I think she's good. Yeah, give us Tatiana.
Yeah, 1000%. Like you said, it had been 2 years since she had fought, you know. going into a fight against Wei Lee for the belt after a 2-year layoff. I mean, that's a lot to ask of someone. So yeah, to come back look a little rusty doesn't surprise me. But I think, after a few months, full training camp, get back in the swing of things, you'll see a different version of um, Tatiana Suarez on Saturday against a much lesser opponent in Amanda Lemos. All right, moving up, we have Claudio Puelles taking on Joaquim Silva.
Close fight, guys. Close fight. I believe. Let me double check here. I believe right now this is the closest line on the card. Yeah, just about. Puelles is at minus 112 right now. And Silva's going to be minus 108. Weird one here. Weird one here. Joaquin Silva is just kind of. I don't know, man. His striking's okay. And his grappling is okay. I'm not impressed anywhere really from him. Puelles on the other side, he's going to look for submissions. He's going to look to grapple you, take you down somehow, look for submissions. His striking, merp, right? His striking, don't like it. Not good. He's getting teed off on by pretty much everybody. But then he'll shoot. Then he'll do that little roll. He'll pull guard. I know some of you guys hate that. I know we hate that when a motherfucker pulls guard and is just laying on his back. You watch the Puelles Dan Hooker fight, half of you guys will probably be like, I'm off Puelles. I'm never picking him again. I wouldn't blame you. Laying on his back, not getting up, rolling, just trying to grab his leg. Dan Hooker's laughing at him because that's all he's doing. And then he took some time off, then came out, fought Ziam. It was a split decision. I think Ziam won that clean out. But he looked okay against Ziam, right? He's taking him down, not letting him tee off too much on the feet. And then he'll search for subs. Ziam's just decent. I wish we would have saw him fight this past weekend, but his grandma passed away or something. But I do think Puelles looked much better in the Ziam fight than he did in the Dan Hooker fight. I personally don't think Silva has much to offer him on the feet other than wild looping shots. I'm not even going to call them wild. They're just too looping. And I don't like it. And they're kind of slow. So I think on the feet, Silva might be a little bit better, but I don't think it's a big enough difference to just have him tee off on him and then Puelles not get any takedowns and then nothing. Plus, Silva's very stocky, a lot of muscle. Perfect way to gas that physique out. Take him down. Take him down. Take him down. And Puelles, when he can't get it off, he will kind of be relentless, constantly level change. So we're going to go Claudio Puelles. Close one, but yeah, give us Puelles.
Yeah, 1000%. I think in this matchup, it's really just going to be like, does Silva land any of those big strikes? And if not, I do think Puelles gets inside, finds his takedown. Silva, man, you said it perfectly. Just kind of okay at everything. Decent takedown defense, decent grappling, decent power, decent hand. Like, what does he do well? I kind of, they say a jack of all trades, master of none. I kind of like the specialist in this one in Puelles, looking for a takedown, looking for a sub. At least I know what we're looking for. Versus Silva, it's like, are we gonna win on the judges' scorecards? Is he gonna maybe knock him out? I don't know. I don't love that. Also, don't love this fight from a bettor's perspective. I know we didn't touch on that. Going back here a little bit. Gurule Aguilar, probably a decision. Maybe look at the over. I do think Gurule could maybe find a sub on Aguilar, if they're down on the ground. Anything can happen there. Lemos Suarez. Oh, JP, you feeling submission in that one?
I think Tatiana could find a sub.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. And then Puelles, yeah, I think he could either win out on the judges' scorecards just from control time with all the takedown attempts or find the submission like we were saying. So those are the two plays on that one. Moving up this card, we have a tough guy. And you guys know how we feel about tough guys if you've been a follower of the channel. Jose Medina taking on. I don't know. Can I say he's a tough guy? I don't really think he's that tough. Dusko Todorovic.
Oh my sweet Jesus Christ. We have Dumas and Reese. And now we got Jose Medina and Dudu Turdovic. Oh, who cares? Who freaking cares, man? With that being said, we're not going to sit up here and try and sell you on Jose Medina. Give us Dudu Todorovic. He should win this one. Like he said, Medina's a tough guy. This is not a street fight. You don't get points for being tough. Even in a street fight, I think that is the dumbest shit ever. Who cares? You do Todorovic. If you're betting on this fight, like I said, there's football. Okay. Go throw it on a spread of a football game.
1000%. I mean, the one thing on the Medina side is Dusko has shown in the past if he catches you with something early, he'll throw everything at under the sun at you. Sometimes gassing himself out, his arms will be jello after he's done with the barrage of punches. And if Medina survives it, then maybe he's got a chance to come back and do something. But Dusko much more skilled than Jose Medina. Medina's only inside the UFC because he takes beatings. And they put him up against guys that are either prospects or heavy hitters, and that's what you're getting in this one with Dusko being a strong puncher.
Yeah, that it's so bad. It's so bad. And like even if Medina comes back and wins, like I could care less. Dude's terrible.
Yeah, not very good at all. All right, moving up, Santiago Luna taking on Kwang Lee.
All right, interesting one here. Okay, interesting. Kwang Lee originally supposed to fight David Martinez, who David's been moved all around this fucking card, man. David was supposed to fight Carlos Vera, and then he's supposed to fight Kwang Lee, and now he's in the co-main fighting Rob Font. So we will get there. But Quang Bang, right? Quang Bang on short notice taking on Santiago Luna. Weird. Weird. Quang Bang Lee. Is he a road to UFC guy?
Yeah, I believe so.
I just smoking crack.
Either that or he stepped in on short notice one time. Well, I know he did that in his first fight in his UFC debut, but I do believe he was on the road to the UFC.
I'm not seeing. I think he's just an LFA guy
Okay, so then it was a short notice
against Chris.
um,
Yeah,
that got him a contract.
yeah, Gutierrez. Um, Quang's an interesting one, right? He can grapple a little bit. His striking's okay. Going up against Chris Gutierrez. Chris is the we want to talk about leg kicks. That's kind of what Chris does. Leg kick, circle, 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 leg kick, 1-2. He's like a point fighter at its finest. Long Zhao, a road to UFC guy who can grapple, but he's also a wild man. He's looking to slang and bang. And then he put Quang Bang out, right? My biggest thing is Quang Bang doing that. Kind of a dumbass. Kind of just stood there and just threw for no fucking reason. We don't need to do that. And then Quang takes on Gaston Bolaños, who some people consider a very high kickboxer. Sure. I think Gaston is terrible, but Quang Bang went out there, subbed him up, did what he needed to do, right? So Quang, I don't think it's terrible. He's just had a weird UFC run, maybe a lapse in judgment in the Long Zhao fight. Santiago Luna, not much known about this guy. 21, very young. If you look at his resume, I think it's fucking atrocious. I think it's terrible. His most recent win is against a guy who's 4-6. His best win is against a guy who's 6-1. Right? What is he now? Let me look at that. The guy who's 6-1 is now only 6-2. Okay, so hasn't fought since. After that, 3-1, 2-0-1, 1-0, 1-0. I think Quang Bang Lee is going to be the best guy he has fought in a long time, ever probably. On short notice, not a fan, and he's 21. And Quang Bang's a dog. Right now, Quang Bang Lee is plus 110. Give us Quang Bang Lee. I that's crazy to me.
Yeah, 1000%. Um, I don't think we touched on it in the last fight, so I'll jump back real quick. Dusko Todorovic, probably decision, right? Medina is a tough guy. He survives. However, I will say in his last fight against Adaba Gaudier, got KO'd pretty badly by the knee, so maybe the chin's gone, and Dusko can find that chin. So if you want to play KO, that's probably there for you too. And then Quang Bang Lee. You never really know what you're going to get out of him. I don't think he finds a sub in this one. It probably goes over. Um, Decent striking, good grappling, good control, and I think he probably just you know controls Luna. To get to the scorecards. I don't necessarily see anything from Luna that I like. Sure, the 6-0 record's nice. You're fighting nobodies. You're young. You got some growing up to do. You got some experience yet to be had, and you're fighting a guy in Quang Lee who's proven that he can do it at the UFC level. He is tough. Quick with his punches, and then he'll shoot in, get takedowns, take your back, control you from there. So, yeah, dog money on Quang Peng Lee. Sign me up.
Hey, if you're betting on that doo-doo Todorovic fight, bet on the fucking Raiders. Okay.
Listen, man, don't bet on the Raiders. I'll tell you that much. Second of all, a lot of people are asking for all the props, so I'm giving all the props. All right, yeah, I agree. Guys,
Don't listen to
don't
Brevin.
waste
All
your
right,
money
bet
on
on the
this one.
Raiders. Okay, Raiders dog
Don't
money
bet
this
on the
past weekend.
Raiders.
Hammered it.
Jeez Louise. Yeah.
Hammered it. Okay,
Go bet on Mississippi State. All right.
had to do it. Had to throw that one in there. Had to throw that one in there. God damn
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean, the Chiefs lost, so I mean, who am I?
Well, I can't talk shit because we're playing the Chargers next, so I can't say, "Oh, you guys are trash," and then go out there and lose Monday night.
Yeah, but then you just told everyone to go bet on the Raiders, right? So
well, yeah,
that's a
I
little
think we're gonna
contradictory.
win, and then if we win, then I'll talk shit, But
All right, let's move up this card. Alexander the Gray Ape Hernandez is going to take on the old man, Diego Ferreira.
Diego Ferreira. All right, was supposed to fight against Bobby Green. I forget what card it was, but that fight got
Yikes.
canceled because Bobby.
Went to the retirement home?
Yeah,
Or?
fuck. Bobby got CTE. Who cares? Bobby's trying to change his name again. Interesting one. Interesting one. Alexander Hernandez breaking our hearts a couple weeks ago. Okay, breaking Brevin's heart. He knocked out Brevin's dream. Brevin's late night thoughts. His pillow talk man. Okay, Chase Hooper. The fucking dweeb who just doesn't want to wrestle and just wants to spin around. The guy who wants to be a ballerina. And then after the fight be like, I'm not striking anymore. You're an idiot. But sure. But Hernandez kind of on a tear right now. Right? 3-fight win streak. He's getting stoppages. I know we talked shit about his 2 wins before that against the the Ultimate Fighter boys, Hubbard and Hollabaugh. But he's at least winning. Right? And Diego Ferreira, if this was 37-year-old, 36-year-old Diego Ferreira, I think I would take him. I like his striking. He can grapple. I like his experience. He's a tough guy. But he's not just a Medina tough guy. He's actually got skills to back it. Diego's 40. He had a camp for Bobby, got canceled. Now he's fighting now. I just don't know. Is he coming off a loss on Grant Dawson? Alexander's kind of on a tear right now. I feel like you got to pick the great ape. If I don't personally, then it's just I always fade him and he wins. If I do take him and he loses, I just can't get it right. I think he's on a tear. Diego's 40. You got to take him. Give us the great ape.
Yeah, I think the writing is on the wall. Hernandez has looked good, and I think he just carries that momentum into this fight as well. Um, Dude has power as well. He does have power. A lot of people are kind of hit or miss on Alexander Hernandez. He's kind of had a rough journey as far as the record goes inside the UFC. But if he gets things turned around, good on him. He's only 32, and so far he's doing just that. So let's rock with the ape. All right, moving up, we have Kelvin Gastelum and Dustin Stoltzfus.
Burger Boy.
Is he gonna make weight?
That's a great question. Can we get somebody? Can somebody right now let us know in the comments? Can we find a line that says Kelvin does or doesn't make weight? I'd love to hammer the doesn't make weight. Okay. For one. For two, everybody look up burger joints close to the stadium. I guarantee you, man's doing a review. All right. Brown bag burger, whatever it is, Five Guys. Okay. I guarantee you he's doing a review this week. Probably after the fight if he wants to make weight. Who knows? Interesting one, though. Dustin Stoltzfus. I believe he was the coach at Tiger Muay Thai before Rafael Fiziev was. So this guy can strike. He's been in there with pretty good strikers. His last fight, Rizzy Boyev, knocks out Barry Alt. Bruno Ferreira, he hit him with a spinning elbow. Punahele Soriano, he choked him out. And then Abu Smagomedov. Right? So Dustin Stoltzfus last 5, he has been in there with some killers. Kelvin Gastelum, we said this the last time he fought. This dude's been around forever. He's been fighting in the UFC since me and Brevin have been betting quarters on Chiefs Raiders games. We said that before. We'll constantly say it. I think it's a crazy concept to think about. Him going up against Joe Pyfer was the closest thing we saw to him getting slumped. And if Joe Pyfer could put multiple punches together in combos, he probably would have done it. Stoltzfus is the guy that took Pyfer, what was it, like a round or something, and then Pyfer blew his shoulder out in the Contender series. So we didn't really get to see how that would have ended out, but Stoltzfus gets hit a lot in my eyes. He can strike, but he also gets hit a lot. I don't see him putting Kelvin out. Kelvin's surprisingly fast for his size. I don't see Stoltzfus grappling him or subbing him. Kelvin has been subbed. Who's it by? Sean fucking Brady. Stoltzfus is not Sean Brady. We're going to take Kelvin Gastelum, man. We need him to make weight. We think he's fast. He's got decent combos. He's hard to put away. Kelvin Gastelum on the scorecards. Over 2.5. Hammer it. He's just got to put it together. Give us Kelvin.
Here's the thing. Here's a fun fact. The dude's fought inside the UFC 24 times, and he's only 33. I mean, we've seen people enter the UFC at a later age, and Kelvin has 24 fights inside the UFC, which is absolutely absurd. He fights a lot. He's been around the sport. I think he's got good power. I don't really see anything that Stoltzfus offers other than just being like a bigger presence. I don't think he walks Kelvin down, puts him up against the fence and beats him up. I think Kelvin's tough enough, durable enough, and he's got the hands to be able to win this fight. And we'll see if Kelvin can come out there and look good on Saturday. We'll see where he goes from there. He's kind of a weird one at this point, JP. Just kind of is like he's not even a gatekeeper, but he fights some of these guys like Nursultan Ruzaboyev, like to just kind of, shoot these guys up the list of the rankings. He's a big name with a big head, but we'll see how he does.
No kidding. Fucking block ass head. Can we get
All
Kelvin Gastelum at fullback? He can move a little bit. He's got a big ass head, big ass shoulders. I think he could throw a couple blocks.
Probably so. All right, next fight. We've got Jared Gordon taking on Rafa Garcia.
Interesting one. Jared Gordon, claim to fame. Getting robbed by Patty. Okay? Everybody thinks he won that fight. He may have. But technically he did. But Jared's an interesting guy. Jared's a very interesting guy. He can strike. He's got sneaky power. And he can grapple. Defensively grapple. Offensively grapple. He can kind of do it all. And I think recently he's been looking better. Right? I think the Patty fight kind of, I felt like told him something like he kind of belongs here. Right? He kind of belongs in the upper echelon of the UFC. Maybe not the top 10, top 15, but Bobby Green, clash of heads, whatever. Shocker. Controversy with Bobby Green again. Who cares? Mark Madsen. That's the win in my eyes. Is Mark a killer? No. Mark can wrestle. Mark's a very good wrestler. And Jared was stuffing a lot of his takedowns, reversing him, and then puts him out. He loses to Nazarat. That was a very close fight, and Nazarat can strike. Nazarat's got a good striking prowess. He's quick. He's long. He can throw combos pretty well. And then Jared goes out there and knocks out Thiago Moises. Brevin, I don't remember if we were both on Moises or what on that fight. Maybe we were on Gordon.
We're on Gordon.
Oh, so we were on Gordon. I have a memory of a goldfish. But yeah, goes out there and does his thing. We like what we see. I like it. Brevin likes it when you can defend takedowns very well, and then you can put combos on somebody and you can press forward, right, and kind of break them, right? Rafa Garcia, I'm just gonna be honest. I think Rafa Garcia is trash. I don't think he's good at anything. He's kind of like Joaquin Silva. Grappling, decent. Striking, merp. Again, it's a lot of overhands. It's a lot of looping shit. Don't like it. And I don't see anything Rafa Garcia does that he brings to the table that Jared Gordon hasn't seen or dealt with yet. I feel like Jared Gordon's fought much better competition, and he's fared pretty well against that competition. I think he fares well Saturday night. Give us Jared Gordon.
Yeah, 1000%. I think just the power from Jared Gordon along with the wrestling, the grappling attack is going to be too much for Rafa Garcia. Garcia's last win over Pichel, it's not on the level of Jared Gordon. I think he's got a rude awakening coming for him. All right, co-main time. Rob Font, David Martinez. Should be a good fight. I mean, Rob Font in his last time out looked good against Gene Matsumoto. I was heavy on Gene Matsumoto. I thought he was going to be able to absolutely dominate Rob Font. That was not the case. It was a close fight, split decision victory. Good win for Rob. Before that, he beat Kyler Phillips. Been fighting pretty well. Rob Font is known for his boxing. He's got a great jab. David Martinez, good kickboxer. He throws a lot of kicks. He offers more than just the hands, which I think is going to be a little bit of a problem for Rob on Saturday. He's got good power. He's durable. He's tough. Now, on the Contender Series fight, did get clipped a little bit. He's got to be careful because Rob Font will take advantage of any mistakes that you make, at least in the boxing department. But the kid's young. He's powerful, brings some juice, and he's an underdog. So JP and I are taking David Martinez to get it done over Rob Font. This is a last second replacement, which does come into play. Rob hasn't had a full camp, and I think those things matter. David Martinez, they've been trying to get this guy a fight. They've replaced the fight 3 times. Now they've moved him up to the co-main to finally get it done. I think he's going to have a statement being made on Saturday, a statement win over Rob Font.
I think Rob did have a full camp. He was supposed to fight Rojas.
Oh yes, that is correct. Raul pulled out.
Yeah, which sucks. That would have been good to see Chiwi Weeks. But yeah, we talked about it earlier. Okay, David's been all over this card. He's supposed to fight Carlos Vera, and then he's supposed to fight, who is it, Kwang Bong or some shit. Yep, and then he got rebooked to the Rob Font fight. So, it's not like he hasn't had a camp either, though. He's been ready to fight this card as well. And I think Brevin said it perfectly. I like how he mixes it up. I like how he can hit you with his hands, his elbows, his knees, his feet. He can hit you with anything, right? Rob Font, known for his boxing, right? He's going to come forward, hands high, jab, jab, jab. I think Gene Matsumoto is a better matchup for Rob Font in terms of Gene Matsumoto comes forward and gets hit by everybody. Gene Matsumoto is willing to make it a fight with anybody. For 1, for 2, very close fight. A lot of people think that could have swung Gene Matsumoto's way. Rob Font, for 3, in my eyes, you're a bitch. You're faking glove touches, you're a bitch. You're a pussy. Don't like that. Call it a bias pick. David Martinez, dog money. We like this kid. Give us Martinez.
1000%. All right, moving up to the main event of the evening, we have Diego Lopes taking on Jean Silva.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm very sad. I'm very sad. On one hand, I'm very sad because I think these two should have a pay-per-view with their fight. I think they should be high up on a pay-per-view on a much better card than this. Granted, I always say you can't judge a card before it happens. That's fine. I will judge a couple fights on it. They're fucking trash. So hopefully we get a lot of finishes like we did last weekend. On the other hand, I'm sad. Brevin knows it. You guys know it. For anybody who's new here and doesn't know it, these are 2 of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now. I love both these guys. Both these guys are disgusting. Diego Lopes, gross. Made so much money on him. Jean Silva, gross. He prevented us from our perfect card that we actually thought was going to happen. The one that was just, woo. And then realized Jean Silva is a fucking problem. Close fight, man. Close fight. Hard for me to make a pick. I like both these guys. Diego Lopes can grapple. Everybody was saying Bryce Mitchell is going to give Jean Silva a problem with that, and then Jean Silva subs him. Diego Lopes, I would say, jiu-jitsu-wise, pretty good. Up there. He's hard to beat. Him and Evloev had a very close fight. Diego Lopes on the feet, he can crack like a motherfucker. Only problem is Jean Silva, I think, is otherworldly. On the feet, from range, sniper. Gorgeous. The way he mixes it up, the way he cuts angles, his power, his precision, everything. On top of that, he is hard to take down. He is hard to keep down. I do not think Diego Lopez offensive wrestling is good enough to just ragdoll him and drown him. And if it is, I'd love to see it, and I'd love to see that side of Diego Lopez's game plan. I think he should have done it versus Volk. I think Jean Silva is on the way up, man. And you guys, everybody might say, oh, fighting nerds fade him. Last weekend, you saw what happened. I think Jean Silva is the best of the fighting nerds, and I will stand on that. And we're going to ride it till the wheels fall off, dude. Give us Jean Silva Saturday night.
Yeah, I think you have to. You just stick with it, right? Like, why abandon ship? The dude's made us so much money. Sure, Diego's had his day. But coming off of a loss to Alexander Volkanovski, you're facing a John Silva who's got more power, in my opinion, than Volkanovski. I think Volkanovski maybe a little bit more well-rounded, but just pure power. John Silva, I think, is going to turn your lights out if he connects clean. So, Diego's got to, he's got to mind his P's and Q's. Let's see what kind of offense he brings to the table, because many believe that he was very hesitant, very almost scared. In his title shot against Volkanovski, didn't look great. John's going to go out there. He's going to get the crowd involved and be making faces and taunting and doing all his things. Can Diego Lopez hang? Or is he going to, fall victim to another beautiful masterclass performance from Jean Silva? We'll find out. But super excited to be on the Jean Silva side. As you guys know, JP and I were agreeing on every single pick. We debate it before the video. Some of those get dicey. We're very split at times. This card, not so much. We were in agreement more times than not. But we're bringing you the best picks every single week. All right, that does it for the card. Doesn't do it for the show. Don't go anywhere. We got your free show parlays coming your way right now, starting with Lockdoor MMA's lock of the night. And no, we are not including Cedric Dumas to lock him up.
That is fucking Cedric. Get this guy out of here, man. Gotta be obvious, guys. Gotta be obvious. I told you, two of these guys on this card are my favorite fighters in the UFC right now, and I picked one to win. I am going to lock Jean Silva of the Fighting Nerds on Saturday night. I think he gets it done. I think he's a fucking train right now, and we're gonna ride it till the fucking wheels fall off or the track derails. Give me Jean Silva.
And then for my lock, we're pairing Jean Silva with a guy that kind of looks like him at times, Jared Gordon. I think he's going to get it done over Rafa Garcia. Don't see anything I like from Garcia. Gordon's got great power as well. Very well-rounded. Jared Gordon, Jean Silva for your lock of the card. All right, moving on to Brevin's basic. We're going to start with Jean Silva. Have to include him in there. Now, here's the thing. I've mixed it up a little bit. I'm not going to include my lock. We're going to flip the script here a little bit. We're going Alexander the Great Ape Hernandez as our second pick in the basic. And then, Baby said it earlier in the show, we never bet on women's fights. That's right. For the lock, this isn't the lock. This is the basic. Give me Tatiana Suarez to pair with Alexander Hernandez and Jean Silva for your 3-pick basic.
Interesting, man. Showing some love to the women. Yeah, we're not gonna throw crazy money at some women's fights because it's been shown to just bite us in the ass. Okay, just like heavyweight fights, depending on who it is, you just kind of want to stay away a little bit. All right, but not a bad basic, not a bad lock. We're getting on the right track this weekend. Okay, sit down, shut up, juicer time. Jean Silva, had to do it. Love that guy. Made us so much money. He's making us more. Next one, Jared Gordon, Brevin's lock. Like he said, we don't like anything that we see from Rafa Garcia. We think Jared Gordon beats him everywhere. Next one, Brevin threw her in there. I threw her in there. Tatiana Suarez over Lemos. We truly do think she is a problem grappling. Better than Lemos. She's going to grapple fuck her all night. Next one, David Martinez. Dog money against Rob Font. Close fight. Rob Font's a pussy. Throw him in there. Fake the glove touch on him. And then kick him right in the mouth, okay? David, throw him in there. Kwang Bang. Kwang Bang Lee. Dog money. Throw him in there. Okay. We can't just stand there and do what you did against Long Zhao. I don't think you will. Other kid's short notice, fighting can't. Throw him in there. And the last one, crazy how close me and Brevin were to making these. Okay. Alexander Hernandez. Throw him in there as well. We think he's on a tear. And Ferreira's 40. And we say fade the 40s all the time. Plus, Hernandez is on a tear right now. Gotta go, Hernandez. That is the juicer, 6 legs, plus 1845 right now.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure to like the video, comment down below who you have winning on Saturday, and don't forget to subscribe to the best UFC prediction channel on YouTube. We appreciate you guys as always. You're the best fans in the business, not only for our channel, but with the UFC. And with that, JP, I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's free, man. It's free. And whether you like our picks, whether you don't like our picks, either way, okay, you got a chance at making money. If you think we suck, there you go. Now you know what picks to fade, right? If you think we're money, which we are, now you know who to back. Okay, we appreciate you guys. Help us out with that algorithm because it thinks it's going to beat our ass, but it ain't. Okay, we're going to shock the world beating that algorithm's ass. And football. Football's back. All right, drop some comments. Who y'all taking? Who's your team? Who do you like? Who do you don't like? Miami Dolphins are trash. That was shocking. Dolphins fans caught a stray, is what it is. Who you taking to go to the Super Bowl this year? Okay, very interested to hear that. After week 1, everybody's overreacting. Everybody always overreacts. Dallas Cowboys suck. All right, I had to throw that one in there as well. As always, ladies and gentlemen, another weekend, another set of fights. It was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby! Hey!